Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over a cryptocurrency called HEX because there's lots of people are asking me questions about this again because there's a rumor going around that HEX is done with this correction. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try just reading some comments and reading some information that's out there that the only way I can explain is some people are getting confused. So the only way I'm going to put it like this, guys, they have a hard time understanding how could Ethereum be bullish in a bullish sequence or a bullish move and HEX isn't. Okay. So what I'm going to do as simple as possible, I'm trying to do this as simple as possible for you guys, is that I'm going to explain how cryptocurrencies, they go in tandem together. More or less, they go in tandem together, but they can be in different sequences. So, for example, HEX could be in a correction while Ethereum is actually bullish. That is possible, but they're going to go in tandem together. Okay. So I'm going to try to explain that as simple as I can and slow down. I know that some people are like still trying to learn. So I'm going to slow down, try to explain this. Why HEX is not done with this correction, one, okay? Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Nothing that I'm doing right here is 100%. I'm going to show the proof. And also, too, with HEX, I'm going to show you the areas you want to look for and how these cryptocurrencies can use in tandem. So I'm going to use HEX. I'm going to use Ethereum as the basically the main driver behind HEX. So if Ethereum is going up and it's bullish, more than likely, for example, HEX is going to be bullish, but HEX might not be done with this correction. I don't think that it is. So let's go with that. I'm going to go over the basics with cryptocurrencies. Okay, guys. So here we have HEX, right? Now, this is not the full chart. I'm on the trading view chart and I have a previous video. I don't want to go through all the details of it because I don't want to make the video 30 or 40 minutes long about this. But in the previous video, I explained how this over here was the fourth wave. Okay, this is a fourth wave correction over here on HEX. And this is a FOMO fifth wave. So HEX, the fifth wave on HEX in itself, only the fifth wave went up almost 17,000%. So from here to here, okay? So that was HEX's last wave. And you can see the data in the RSI, how that explains you don't really have a clear third wave impulse, and your highest peak on this daily chart is right there, showing you that this is a FOMO fifth wave. Okay, so over here is the fourth wave, and then FOMO fifth wave, and now HEX is in a correction. Cryptocurrencies, once they're done with their cycle, they like to come, and not only cryptocurrencies, traditional markets do this too. Where they like to come to is to the previous fourth wave territory. Okay, you don't believe me? Go look at Solana right now. Where is it at? It's in the previous fourth wave territory. Go look at Kusama. Where is it at? Previous fourth wave territory. Where's Bitcoin at right now? The previous fourth wave territory. Where's Ethereum at right now? Previous fourth wave territory. Okay, and you can go look at all those and look, find a fourth wave, and you can see they're right in that area. So the odds is that HEX is going to be coming to this area, and it's a big area right now. Okay. Now, the other issue with HEX is that this right here, so you see this leg? That is an impulse move. All right, I'm going to take the wicks out on that to show you. I'm going to clean that up. I want to take the wicks out on that move. That move is an impulse move. I'm going to use a daily chart to show you from here to here. You can see here's a third wave peak right there. Okay, so I'm putting on, that's a third wave peak right there. And from that point to that point, you have your divergence, telling you that's a very sharp correction right here, guys. So there's your divergence, telling you that's an impulse move. From there to there, so what I mean by bullish divergence is from this peak to this peak, it's lower in price, but it's higher in the RSI, okay? So what this leg did, creating that bullish divergence, it pushed it into this correction. Okay. Now the other issue, I'm going to stay on this line chart just to keep it clean. The other issue, a five wave sequence always starts with 5 or ends with 5. So I'll show you as an example, guys. If you have a 5, you always have to end with another 5. Okay. There's only one time the 5 can be by itself. So as an example, if you start with 5, you're going to end with another 5 in an impulse. If you start with a 5 in a correction, you're going to end with a 5 in impulse on a C leg. Okay. There's only one time where you can have a 3, 3, and a 5 by itself. It's called a flat. Okay. That's the only time. So now, if this is a 5 by itself, this has to be a flat. Okay. And it's more than likely based off these numbers. I'm going to show you some. I'm going to run a fib. So let's say this is the 3, this is the 3, and this is supposed to be a flat. You want to check the fibs on that. And if I run the fibs, you can see this clearly went well beyond 4.618. 2.618 is a flat target, max usually. Okay. This is way down here. So more than likely that rules out it's not a flat. So that leaves you with a 5 right here by itself. Okay. So now you have this 5, which is more likely an A leg, and then you have a B wave being created over here, wherever that will end, and then it's back down for a C leg. So now you have a 5 and a 5. Okay. This 5 can't go over here because this leg goes with this leg. So now you have a connector wave. So now you have a 5, and then HEX needs another 5 over here. Okay. So what's happening with HEX is if you want this correction to be over, we're going to go with some numbers right here. So you have this leg and you have a retrace on this leg right here for this wave. This wave, if I put a retrace on this leg, it can go, typically the areas is up to here, the 382, it can go to 50%, and it can go all the way up to 618. Okay. So these would be the correction area targets for HEX. You'd want to see it up there. Normally the B wave will go A, B, and then a C will go up there. See, it's still making its way up there in a flat move. This to me is bearish for HEX. And you want to see it up there, and it can go as high as 618 or maybe even up into those areas. Okay. What does that mean? You could check the history of HEX. You have a leg here, and then you have a correction here, and a leg here, and a correction here. So you can go check the history of HEX and see where it corrects on its leg. So this leg, you see that one went beyond 618. Okay. And then you have another leg, this whole leg right here. So I'm going to check this whole wave from here to here, and then it corrected at 382. Okay. So on a correction, so HEX's correction, just going over the basics of the correction, you have a 4th wave and you have a massive impulse 5th wave practically blow off top here, right? Okay. So what happens with this wave? This wave has has a bunch of momentum in it. Momentum, momentum, momentum. That's what's down here is a momentum indicator. So it's all this momentum, right? And it comes down and it does a correction. Okay. Just to there, a shallow correction right to there. And then it blasts up on that. The reason that happened is because the momentum from over here is not dissipated. So what that means, the people from over here, they're still over here and they saw this and they are still riding this momentum. Okay. That's how these behavior waves work. And then it corrected again, busted that low, and now it's not as much. So you can see how the momentum is dissipating in HEX right here. Okay. So now it's going and went up here. This was 62% correction of that leg. And then this whole wave, this is only 38%. So now people are like, uh-oh. So you see the momentum is disappearing. So through this correction, you want all the momentum to disappear, to just be gone. And that's the end of the correction. And then HEX can come down here and start all over again. That momentum would be real, real, real low. And then boom, it just starts off on this new wave. Okay. So you can see this wave, after it got over here, you see the momentum started it increased to the downside. So it slowed up, it was slowing up, went up, slowing up on the momentum a little bit more, and now it's increasing to the correction this way. Okay, but it's slowing up. The upward momentum slowed up, and the momentum going down or the correction is increasing. And now it's over here, just making a connector wave to this leg. That's what this wave is over here. It's a connector leg to this leg. I hope this makes sense. I'm trying to make this as clear and as simple as possible. All right, I'll show you an example with Ethereum. If you go to Ethereum on a weekly chart showing you momentum, this wave is massive for Ethereum. It had a whole bunch of momentum in it, a massive amount of momentum. You see how high that is? All the way up to almost 94 on Ethereum. So the momentum from this wave went way up, really, really high, did a correction. And see, it had so much momentum from this wave. People were still around. It was able to blast this up just like that on this wave, on a corrective wave. And now it turned around, right? Think about it. Go through the whole markets. People said, okay, yeah, what were they saying over here with Ethereum? It's still going to go up to 7,000, 10,000. And now over here, it corrected. And then people's like, oh, okay, here we go. We're on the races again. And now we have this. Boom. It had to get rid of all the momentum on this leg. For this leg over here, Ethereum need to get rid of, eliminate all the momentum. And you can see it in the RSI. So here's the third wave peak. There's the fifth wave peak. That's the fifth of the third. Okay? Correction. Momentum, but the momentum is not as strong to that third wave. Okay? And now it just need to finish it off. And you see now the momentum is way down here. And then Ethereum has a good shot of being done with this correction. Had lost all the upward momentum where now it can go into its next leg. It's the same thing over here with HEX, guys. Okay? HEX has a little bit more. Probably most of the correction was taken care of right here. Right there. Okay? You're not going to know until it gets done onto the next leg. I'm going to go back to the candle, show you guys. So most of the momentum, boom, taken care of right there. So what's going on with HEX? This, in my opinion, is a B wave. You have your 3 wave with HEX right here like this. You have your 3 wave, and then this is a 5, wherever this will end. It should probably get up to that box, maybe even 6 cents, and it could shoot up there. But you can see you're starting to build some divergence. If it takes it out, then you know it's still going to continue to go. But this C wave, guys, should be like this. If it was really, you'd say if it's bullish on the correction, the C wave should have been like that. And it's just kind of being kind of lazy now and up like this. Okay. So with HEX, let me remove that. Now you have this A. You have an A, you're going to have a B, and then down for a C. So where's the target going to be for the C? Now, at the beginning of the video, remember, it's supposed to, you want to see it come to that 4th wave over there. That's more than likely where it's going to land. So let's just say, as an example, HEX gets to 6 cents, okay? So now you got your correction, and it gets to 6 cents. So where are the targets going to be? I'll tell you right now. Based on odds of a move on a C leg, if it's bullish, it'll hit 618 to 786. Highest probability is right there, 1 cent. The next probability, it can go all the way down to 1.618. And if you can see with these fib targets that I have set up, where is it hitting? 4th wave area. The 1.618 comes right to the bottom of this fourth wave. Don't be shocked if there's a drop like that. That is possible. In my opinion, based on probabilities and what cryptocurrencies move on a C leg, this is your highest probability, 1 to 1. This is your second highest probability, the 1.618, and the 786 to the 618, in my opinion, would be third. Okay? This is a good probability for HEX too, just because I know that there's a bunch of people that buy HEX and they stake it. So they stake their HEX and they're locking it up. So maybe it is bullish on that correction. So like I said, most of it could have been taken care of in this leg right here. But you really want to see it. You really want to see HEX come into this fourth wave territory. Okay, just like all the other cryptocurrencies where they like to come to this fourth wave territory right over here. There's a lot of support in this area for HEX to have a launch pad to be able to go boom. Okay, so with this area, this is now I'm going to go on to how this works with Ethereum. I'm going to go back to Ethereum on a daily chart. All right, guys, I'm back to Ethereum on a daily chart. Okay, so you can see that Ethereum made a massive move. Basically, you could say 2x, right? From here to here, it made a 2x. But HEX is in a B wave. So what does it do? What is it doing? HEX is going to go up, correct, and continue to go up in its correction, while Ethereum, for all intents and purposes, is bullish. So you can see from this point, from 18th of June, and we go all the way over here to 13th of July. So for 1 month, Ethereum did that. So 13th of June, where's 13th of June? Right in this area, more or less where HEX started finishing its correction. It bounced up 27th of June, came down, and 13th of July, it looks like it completed a B wave and then made a first wave right there, if you can see that, all the way to this area. Right there, 13th of July. So HEX made that move, and now it's finishing up the rest of its move, even while Ethereum was very, very bullish, because HEX is in a corrective sequence. Okay? I'm just using this as an example with Ethereum, saying it's bullish, because this is a bullish move, whether it's a corrective ABC move or what exactly is going on. You can see Ethereum is very bullish, but then HEX didn't move too much, but it did still go up in its correction. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to explain this in simplest terms. So what HEX did while Ethereum was making those moves, HEX went up on its A, came back down onto its B, while Ethereum was making the base for its bullish move, and then is able to finish off its C leg over here, while Ethereum is going up like this. Okay? So now what does that mean here? So there's a really good chance that Ethereum is going to be finishing something up in this area to correct. So if Ethereum, let's say, gets up, let's just say Ethereum gets up to 1900, right? It's going to correct. Here's the fourth wave area. It's going to be the first area you want to look for Ethereum. So it can go from, let's say, 1900 to 1300, right? Like that. So now HEX is in its B wave and may have finished it. So what can HEX do? HEX can finish off its C leg. Okay, so HEX is finishing its whole correction right now, while Ethereum is just making a correction in, as an example only, in a bullish move. So Ethereum can be bullish in this correction down to here, 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 or here, come down, make a second wave, and then go bullish again, while HEX comes down and finishes its correction, makes its C leg, and then it can turn around and go into a bullish sequence. That's just an example of how these cryptocurrencies work in tandem. I'm trying to like make this as simple as possible, okay? Because the people are like, oh, well, Greg, are you now bullish on HEX? Are you bullish on this? No, I'm not yet. So what you want to do, I'll show you. Where's your buying opportunities for HEX? This is where I would be looking for it. This is exactly where I'd be looking for. Let's say this is the A and up for a C in this area, okay? Just say the C's right here. This would be the zone. This box that I have right here is the zone. And this is going to be right here. I'll put a horizontal ray on that way on the 1-to-1 if the B wave happens to correct there. That right there is going to be the first area I'd be looking for it. But you just don't know when this correction comes up where it's going to 618, 786, and then 1-to-1. If you see candle bodies below these fib targets, then you're probably going to see it's going to go to the next one. You see candle bodies below that, especially candle bodies on the daily. If you see them on the daily, they go below 618, 786, then it's going to go to 1-to-1. And then you can see the waves too. So when it starts, let's say the wave 1 is just like something like that. and it goes up to a wave 2 like that. Well, then you can start figuring out where's the target going to end. So let me take this. You can see HEX will come down, and then I can get the wave 1 and check the 2, and where's the 3 going to end up? Probably 1.618, just like that. And then a correct on the 4 will take a little bit of time, and then the wave 5 will go just past that. So just as an example, and then you go back to your fib and you check that A wave again, check the B wave, say corrected right there. So there's a pretty good chance that you got a 786 in that area for a target on HEX, possibly. Just as an example, I'm just doing that as an example using the fib targets and numbers and things. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much the end of it. I wanted to explain HEX, why it's not in a bullish. Now, I could be wrong. And so what if I'm wrong, guys, right? So let's say, as an example, I'm completely wrong and everybody, not everybody, but other people are right, and this is a bullish move, okay? At the end of the day, somehow, let's say this is 1, 2, and HEX is making a 3, right? A 4, and then a 5, like so. Something like that, like a diagonal. Let's say that I'm wrong. Well, HEX is going to make a correction, okay? You'll see the sequence, and HEX will make a correction, and then you get in on that correction. That's it. You know, so people are so afraid they'll miss from here to here, right? So you're afraid that you'll miss a run like from there to there of 185%, okay? You don't know for sure. You're not 100% sure if HEX is done with its correction, right? Nobody's 100% sure. They can't be. But it'll have a second wave correction, just like over here. A correction just like this over here. It whizzed up on that, okay? And then it started off on its correction. You can see over here, this reminds me of Ethereum, right over here. You see this? Look at that. That same area, what HEX has, that reminds me of Ethereum. Came up on a wave and then made a base over here to shoot off onto that 5th wave. So it's really not a big deal because you want to get most of the gains. Most of the gains. So if you're over here, you get it on this correction, you want to ride these gains up from there to there. And don't concern yourself so much of FOMOing and thinking you're going to miss out on the 140 to 185% gains there, okay? And the second wave can come all the way down there too. All right, guys, that's the end of it with HEX. I hope that make a little bit of sense with it. How you can plan whether I'm wrong and this is a bullish sequence or if I'm right and this is a bearish sequence. You want to have both options in the back of your mind and get ready to, if you're interested in this coin HEX, to snipe both ways. So if it's wrong, then, you know, boom, you pick it up onto this wave and you get the biggest portion of the wave, okay? If I'm right and it is correcting, then, you know, you wait. So you wait for confirmation this way. You don't get it, it corrects, then you wait down here. It's all about being a little bit patient and let things play out. Get confirmation first so you know the correction is over with. Me personally, I'm 80% sure that this is going to happen. That's just me. All right, guys. Made all the way to the end of my video. Drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.